There was the idea...
Outside next is Gay Fandango. They were followed further back by K1, Sheffield Thorn, the back marker. Brad Adios is tailing out the last. Coming off the back the first time, just over 2 1/4 circuits together, would be strung out over the best part of 35 to 40 metres between leader and last. The leader is Brolee by a sulky length now to Tonka Apollo. Racing third on the inside is London Bound, the driver of Tonka Apollo half karting. Misty Dawn got out, set here, one out on the outside. Tonka Apollo's now off the fence. Back behind them was Arandra Prince, and they're followed further back by Swift City, Gay Fandango, Sheffield Thor, K1, and Brad Adios is still last of all. Heading down the back, they've got just over a lap and a half left to go, and the leader was Brolee by 3 or 4 metres now to Tonka Apollo, who's trailing a wheel. Racing third on the inside is London Bound, Misty Dawn on the breeze with no cover. On its back in turn then was Arandra Prince, and they were followed by Swift City. Back along the inside rail next is Sheffield Thor, inside Gay Fandango, K1 back now next to last, and Brad Adios is still last. Going down the back, inside the 1450 metre mark they go. The leader, Brolee, has had a nice run up front. It led by 3 metres now. 2 on the outside is Tonka Apollo. Third on the outside then is the grey Misty Dawn. Back along the inside rail after 2 metres is London Bound. They're followed further back by Arandra Prince, is now 1 out and 1 back. In fact, he's now 1 out and 2 back because Tonka Apollo's now right off the fence. Back behind them was Swift City on the outside of Sheffield Thor. Then came Gay Fandango, back now to third last, followed by K1, and Brad Adios is still last of all. There's the bell and the red light is up, 1 to go at the 900 metre mark. And the leader, Brolee, pacing to perfection in front by 8 metres, Tonka Apollo. London Bound is laying third on the inside of Misty Dawn, who's got first crack of the leaders. On his back in turn, Arandra Prince, Sheffield Thor getting up inside Swift City. Back now to third last is Gay Fandango. They were followed further back by K1, and the back marker, Brad Adios, is starting to improve. Heading down the back, they've gone inside the 850 metre mark. The leader, Brolee, by 5 or 6 metres to Tonka Apollo, running second and travelling very easily. Misty Dawn has gone out of third. London Bound has given in without a kick. Arandra Prince is making some ground. A break then to further back was Sheffield Thor inside Swift City. Back now to third last is Brad Adios, followed by Gay Fandango and K1 last of all, and Bird off. Coming off the back, inside the 400 metre mark, Brolee the leader by 2 or 3 metres to Tonka Apollo, running second and going equally as well. Misty Dawn has gone out of third. Arandra Prince is making ground fourth, going all right. They're followed by Sheffield Thor. The others can't win. On the point of the turn, Brolee clear, being tackled now by Tonka Apollo. The sprinters on. Coming down the outside is Misty Dawn. Brolee about 2 metres in front of Tonka Apollo. Misty Dawn and Arandra Prince is flying home down the outside. Brolee is still in front, collared by Arandra Prince on the outside, who got up and wins by 2 metres. Arandra Prince by 2 metres to Tonka Apollo. A hit away third is Misty Dawn. Behind them was Brolee. Deep on the track, Sheffield Thor. Then came further back Gay Fandango. A break then to K1. Brad Adios. Further back was Swift City and a bad last, London Bound.
Good result for the bookmakers with Arandra Prince 20 to 1 and the Quinella 6 and 10, $13.95. The sixth was the final of the Galaxy 3-year-old and Indemnity starting in the red.
They're ready, set, green light is on, and away they go. There's one down. River Romeo. He put his foot in the cart and he's down, and likewise Trial Judge. Both drivers are quite okay. The horse is continuing chasing the field. Here they go down the back of the track the first time, short of 2 laps to go. The leader, Ali Tolliver, led from El Pablo. Good to Winner's Court racing 3 horses wide. Kennery hunting up along the inside of Albert Flasher. Back behind them was Cuba King, back now next to last with Chris on his outside on a bad last, Indemnity, after getting a check. Going down the back of the track the first time, a lap and a half to go. The leader now, El Pablo, by 2 metres. Too Good to Win has gone up into the breeze. Racing third along the inside is Ali Tolliver. They slacken right up. Back behind them, Albert Flasher, 1 out and 1 back, as Good to Win goes to a clear lead off the back. Behind them was Chris up outside, Kennery. Then Cuba King. Further back was Indemnity, back now next to last, and the clerk of the course, Billy Patton, is about to pluck this driverless horse Trial Jump out of the race. And these drivers will have to swing very wide. The horse is still on the track. Coming around the home turn for the bell, they're swinging very wide to avoid this horse now. The leader, Good to Win. From on the inside there was El Pablo. Out deep on the track is Albert Flasher. Now he's off here on the Indemnity, making ground. 3 horses wide, and he's going to work up into the death, and he's going to have a crack at Good to Win as they head down the back of the track. Inside the 850 metre mark, and this horse, Trial Judge, has caused a lot of damage. In fact, it's still driverless. Going down the back inside the 750 metre mark, and the leader Indemnity now by 3 metres. Too Good to Win racing second. Albert Flasher third. They're followed by El Pablo, then Ali Tulliver Kennery. Behind them was Chris, back now second to last, and Cuba King was still last of all, and that horse has now been caught. Going down the back at the 450 metre mark, and the leader Indemnity going nicely by 5 or 6 metres on. Good to Win running second and is now flat. On the outside running third is Albert Flasher. They're followed further back by El Pablo. Then Ali Tulliver Kennery. Further back was Chris, and a bad last is Cuba King. Homeward bound inside the 200 metre mark. Indemnity well clear by 8 metres to Good to Win. Running third is Albert Flasher. Behind them was El Pablo and also Ali Tulliver. They straighten up about 80 metres to go. Indemnity nicely clear. About 8 or 10 metres to Good to Win, who is flat. El Pablo getting up along the inside rail, but he's a real good horse, this fellow. Indemnity down to the line has won it by at least 8 or 10 metres to Good to Win. Running third is El Pablo. Fourth is Kennery. Then Ali Tulliver. Further back was Albert Flasher. Well back in the field, Chris, and a bad last is Cuba King.
And the margin 7 metres by 1 metre. Indemnity 2 to 1 on and 2 to 1 on and favourite in race 6 as we go to the 7th and the second last.
Away they go. The favourite Louis paced away cleanly from the number 4 mark with Cunning Lad, who began like a rocket. Slow out the back there was Historic Air. Wonder Tonight back now to third last with Soft Cop Orunga Hanover. Margaret Shannon back now next to last, and Historic Air now last of all and wide. Coming off the back the first time in the first circuit, 2 1/4 laps to go. The leader was Cunning Lad by 2 metres now to Louis the favourite, who's caught up in the death without cover. Racing third on the inside is the Von, 1 out and 1 back is El Capone. Back along the inside next is Movie Queen. Inside Kimu Sabi, who's now 1 out and 2 back in that outside running lane. On it back in turn then was Orunga Hanover. They're followed further back by Soft Cop, Margaret Shannon, Historic Air and Wonder Tonight now eased out the last. Coming down to the judge, they've got just over 2 to go. They're not going hard in front. The leader was Cunning Lad by 2 metres to Louis facing the breeze. The Von racing third inside El Capone, 1 out and 1 back. Back along the inside rail next is Movie Queen, badly bailed up inside Kimu Sabi. Here's O'Sullivan off now on the bonny mare, Margaret Shannon, and she's making ground 3 and 4 horses wide. Behind them was Orunga Hanover. A break then to Wonder Tonight inside Soft Cop, back now next to last, and Historic Air was still last. Going down the back, they've gone a lap with a lap and a half to go. The pace is quick up front here. The leader now Cunning Lad by 2 metres to Margaret Shannon, who's now in the breeze. Racing third on the inside, the Von, 1 out and 1 back. Louis now with a sit here for the last lap and a quarter. On it back in turn then was El Capone up outside Movie Queen, a sulky length, the Kimu Sabi. Back along the inside rail next is Wonder Tonight. They're followed by Orunga Hanover, who is back now to third last, but he's got a big grip on it, going very easily. A break then to Soft Cop is back now second to last, and Historic Air was still last. The bell clap coming up. Coming around the home turn, and the leader Cunning Lad by a neck now to Margaret Shannon. There's the bell on the red light, 1 to go. The leader Cunning Lad by 2 metres to Margaret Shannon, who is at the leader's wheel. The Von laying third on the inside of Louis, 1 out and 1 back. Back along the fence is Movie Queen inside El Capone. They're followed further back by Wonder Tonight, Kimu Sabi the setter. Then Historic Air, 3 horses wide starting a run. On its back there was Soft Cop and Orunga Hanover, nowhere to go, dropped out the last. Heading down the back, they've gone inside the 850 metre mark, and the leader Cunning Lad by 2 metres to Margaret Shannon, and she can stick. The Von is racing third, Louis fourth, 1 out about to pounce, and they're followed by Historic Air, making ground. He should flush them out. On the rail is Movie Queen. They're followed further back by El Capone. A break then to Soft Cop, Orunga Hanover latching up on its back. They're followed by Kimu Sabi and Wonder Tonight last of all, and burnt off. Coming off the back, inside the 400 metre mark, the leader Cunning Lad by a neck now to on the outside is Margaret Shannon. Louis got a bit of a prat but is under pressure. Historic Air starting to wind up, is coming hard. 3 horses wide. They're followed by the Von, Soft Cop and also Orunga Hanover. And the favourite Louis Can't Win for Mine. Homeward bound inside the 200 metre mark, a line of 3. Cunning Lad tackled by Margaret Shannon, and Historic Air down the outside. Behind them was the Von and Soft Cop, but Historic Air's gone to the front, about 80 metres to go from Cunning Lad. Historic Air in front close to home, and it's Too Good drawing away for a big win. Historic Air first wins it by 5 metres to Soft Cop. Orunga Hanover's run third, it'll keep. A big run it. Behind them was Cunning Lad. Then Louis. Further back was the Von, Kimu Sabi, Wonder Tonight. A break the Movie Queen, Margaret Shannon weakened badly, and the last one home was El Capone.
And the preserver, Ray Benson, putting another one away. Orunga Hanover at 8 to 1, 1 to watch. Louis, the unplaced favourite, at 5 to 4 in the 7th. In the lucky last, punters put their hard-earned on Cold Court.
Almost set, green light is on and away they go. Blumenthal beaten for pace badly. First out was Cold Court going quickly. Moonshine Man is going very hard from the number 4 mark. Rothy being eased now to get a set. Deeper on the track then was Joran's Deed. Select Annie there followed by Yang Talk, Lucan Vale. And Select Annie is now tatting out the last with Lele Girl. Heading down the back of the track the first time, just over a lap and a half to go. The leader Cold Court in front by 2 or 3 metres to Joran's Deed. 3 horses wide working up into the breeze. This will now give Moonshine Man the sit here, 1 out and 1 back, but got cut fine there by Joran's Deed. Rothy racing third, Moonshine Man now 1 out and 1 back. Back along the inside rail next is Blumenthal on the inside of Yang Talk, 1 out and 2 back. Then 2 metres the inside is Lele Girl there, followed back behind them by Lucan Vale, mounted back now next to last, and last of all was Select Annie. Coming off the back, they've gone almost a lap with a lap and a quarter left to go in the leader. In front is Cold Court by a neck now to Joran's Deed. On the fence running third is Rothy, Moonshine Man 1 out and 1 back as they get the bell, 1 to go. Lucan Vale doing it hard, 3 horses wide there, followed further back in the field by Blumenthal, who's badly bailed up inside Yang Talk. Then Lele Girl mounted back now next to last, and Select Annie was still last. At the judge, 1 to go. The leader Cold Court going nicely by 2 metres to Joran's Deed. Rothy racing third, bailed up. In the centre then is Moonshine Man, 3 horses wide, Lucan Vale inclined to labour and lug. Back behind them was Blumenthal. Further back as at the head of the others there came mounted outside Lele Girl, and Select Annie was still last of all. Pacing down the back, they've gone inside the 700. The leader Cold Court by 2 metres to Joran's Deed. 2 metres up, 3 horses wide, Lucan Vale, Moonshine Man the centre. On the fence then is Rothy there, followed by Yang Talk, Blumenthal mounted. Then came Select Annie back now next to last, and Lele Girl is still last. Coming off the back, inside the 350 metre mark, the leader is the 1 to beat Cold Court. It led by 2 metres to Lucan Vale. 3 horses wide has had a very hard run. In the centre then was Joran's Deed, and there followed by Rothy. Could be the main danger, but can't get a run. Wide on the track then was Select Annie and also Yang Talk, but around the turn Cold Court is going well. He'll go shortly for home. It's Cold Court clear. The only danger Rothy if it gets out. Yang Talk, and down the outside is Select Annie. Now he goes for Cold Court. Here they come out wide. Manard. It's Manard getting to the front from Yang Talk. They hit the line and Manard has won it. Manard wins it by 2 metres to Yang Talk. Cold Court has run third. Rothy fourth. Had no luck at all. A break into Lucan Vale. Select Annie. Further back was Lele Girl. Then Blumenthal. Joran's Deed, and a bad last was Moonshine Man.
And so punters finishing the night on a rather bad note with Manard getting up at 20 to 1, the Quinella 6 and 9, $103.85. Cold Court favourite at 5 to 4. The doubles at the Valley last night, Bond's Return and Gary's Advice, 4 and 7, $7.70 for the extra, and the daily double, $71.20 for 2 and 8, Arandra Prince and Historic Air. The quadrilla, $1,622.80 for 7, 2, 8 and 6. 72.86 the quaddy last night at the Valley. Freddie Villiers' Soccer Report is next on World of Sport Replay.
Are these the weapons of the future? Or is this? This week, America tested a secret laser beam weapon. Is it the shape of wars to come?
A chilling special report with exclusive film. Willisey 81, Monday.
Selling small trucks in Australia is a pretty tight game. And so is getting into them. Until now. Meet the not-so-squeezy one. Mitsubishi's Canter. More headroom, shoulder room, leg room, and more payload than the others. Mitsubishi's Canter. Petrol or diesel.
Not so squeezy.
From your Mitsubishi dealer.
Go.
Well, 13 score draws. England beat Hungary. Victorian soccer chief Michael Weinstein is negotiating this morning with the South American club for a tour. And the big Phillips games today. There'll be 2 of them at Middle Park and Preston. And now the score draws. 1, 2, 11, 20, 21, 24, 33, 38, 40, 41, 44, 46 and 53. In Budapest, England beat Hungary 3-1 in the World Cup qualifying match yesterday. England's goal scorers were Trevor Brooking of West Ham, who scored twice, and Kevin Keegan of Southampton. In the other World Cup game, qualifying match. Fiji beat Taiwan 2-1 in Suva, and of course Australia will be playing Taiwan in Adelaide on Wednesday evening. Now on the local scene, Senor Fernandos, the South American soccer and soccer boss, has flown out here to meet Melbourne soccer chief Michael Weinstein to arrange a tour for Pelle's famous team Santos or Cruzeiro. Both these colourful teams have played here before, and I'm sure if we get either one of them, it'll be a great series. There will be plenty of action in the two Phillips League games today at Reservoir and Middle Park. Preston are close to the relegation zone and will be desperate to beat the star-studded Sydney Marconi at their Broadhurst Avenue ground, and the brilliant little winger Robert Cullen with the tall George McMillan should give the side plenty of bite up.